2009 Wharton India Economic Forum, titled India, The Road Ahead, took place in Philadelphia and brought together CEOs of leading Indian companies, investors, heads of non-profit organizations, sports celebrities, and Bollywood stars to discuss where India is headed in an age of economic uncertainty. Indian Knowledge at Wharton brings you one-on-one conversations with these leaders.
Thank you, Mr. Bhatia, for joining us. We all know you from Hotmail, which the rumor on the street at least is sold for $400 million. I don't know if you can confirm that. But you've since been involved in various other ventures. Can you tell us about some of these other projects that you have been with since Hotmail?
Sure, definitely. One of the ones that I'm very excited about, which we will go live in the next month or two, is a company called Instacall. And the specific product that we have developed is called Live Documents. And this is based on a new technology. It's Flash-based. It's a complete software written in Flash. And it runs on the Adobe's integrated runtime environment. But the advantage of this is that it is a complete replacement for Microsoft Office for all the three components, all the four components, I should say, Word, PowerPoint, and Excel, and Outlook. But the unique advantage being that it runs on every platform, which is on PCs, on Macs, on Unix, on Linux, and within the browser. And it lends itself to better security and better collaboration. So that is one company that has been working on this technology for the past 3 or 4 years, and I'm quite excited about. Then there's another company called Sabeer, which is an audio conferencing platform that we have developed for developing markets such as India and Malaysia and some of the African countries. This allows carriers, cellular carriers in these countries to offer an inexpensive way of providing teleconferencing services to their subscribers. The next product that we will launch on this platform is a mobile PBX. So instead of people having to buy PBX equipment and install it in their premises, they'll be able to do it virtually, and we hope to partner with some of the carriers in these developing countries. Then there are a couple of others. One of you must have heard of Nano City. I'm hoping to develop an entire city outside of Chandigarh and also now in Gujarat, which will emulate the vibrancy of Silicon Valley. And we hope to do that by providing modern infrastructure and also providing a platform for education. I mean, you cannot have Silicon Valley without the knowledge. So it will be a knowledge city, and hopefully it will grow into becoming a center for creation of intellectual property in India.
Now, some of these other projects are distinctive, but the first project that you mentioned, there are other players, right? There's Think Office and others. What makes your program distinctive?
Yeah, we've looked at all of the competition, including Google Docs and Zoho and a whole bunch of others. All of them have taken OpenOffice, the entire OpenOffice suite, and put it on the web. In other words, they have web-enabled OpenOffice. OpenOffice itself has a number of limitations. It is not fully functional when you compare it with a product version of Office. For example, the Excel does not have macros. We have chosen not to take that path and instead develop our own suite of applications, which not only matches the functionality of Office, but takes it one step further. For example, we have integration with Twitter. We've got complete ability to publish any charts or any graphics that are created in Excel onto any web page. We have also enabled PowerPoint to be widgetized so that it can be published as a widget that can be embedded in any HTML document or any document on the web. We've integrated it with Google and Google Maps. So if you look at, say, names of certain cities, instead of just putting up a bar chart with the names of those cities, it will actually bring up these cities on a map. So it allows us to be more Web 2.0 like. Because we are based on the web and also on the desktop, we can very easily integrate with other web-based services.
Now you had obviously Hotmail, which was exceedingly successful as a venture. We are also entering a period, as you know, economically, which we, on the internet side at least, we had experienced at the time that you had launched your Arzu venture, which was buffeted by the dot-com crash in a sense. Can you tell us what lessons we can learn from, I guess, the dot-com crash that may be relevant to us in terms of what's happening now?
Yeah, it's a very pertinent question, and it's very relevant one as well. I've really personally learned from going through the dot-com crash personally, and I think one of the things that we have adhered to ever since then with all of my companies is to keep our costs low. And luckily, we are developing products that are substantially lower priced with the same level of functionality or even greater. So we think actually we are uniquely poised, well poised for this downturn, because every company today is looking to cut costs. And rather than creating new products that would require companies to change, to alter their way of operating, all of these companies that I have mentioned to you do the same thing at much lower costs. For example, take a look at Subsebolo. It's built on Asterix, which is an open software for telecoms, and it enables these telecom operators to provide the same service at a substantially lower cost. Same thing with live documents. If Microsoft charges $400 per copy retail, we can sell the same service at $5 per user per month. So we think we're uniquely poised, and one of the things that we've done quite effectively is keep our development costs and people costs very low.
From an entrepreneurial standpoint, though, confidence and bluster is an important sentiment, and we are living in a time where clearly fear is stalking the land. What impact does it have on the entrepreneurial spirit, and what do you say to those entrepreneurs who feel that fear at this moment?
Necessity is the mother of invention. So while on the one hand you are correct, there is a general fear that has pervaded the entire marketplace, and that includes entrepreneurs. I will say that funding for new ideas and new startups has and will come down substantially. But having said that, so will the competition. So if you've got a unique enough idea, and you have to really be careful about identifying market need, this is actually a great time to start companies, but you've got to be very careful in that you really hit a true market need. And for that, it's safer to tread, there are two ways you can innovate, at least in three ways you can innovate in Silicon Valley. You can make something substantially cheaper at the same price, or you can make something substantially better at the same price, or you can make, now with this new mantra of clean technology, you can make something substantially cleaner at the same or reduced price. These days, if you can do something, you can create something which is substantially cheaper, that will do, I think, the best, because the marketplace is looking to lower its costs across the board, whether it's companies or it's individuals. They're looking to find the same quality, and that's the reason why netbooks, for example, have become so successful and so popular, and people talk of the netbooks being the next revolution, because they are approaching the price points that the one laptop per child initiative was hoping to achieve, using a cheaper processor and doing the same thing at about $299 per computer. So that's getting down to that level. So that's the advice I would give to entrepreneurs, that look to doing something which people are already familiar with, which people have already purchased in the past, but try to see if you can shave the costs and provide the same value at a lot cheaper price.
Now, you have also, I guess, been an entrepreneur both in the US and now in India. One, I guess, why did you choose to make that shift to India? And how would you, I guess, evaluate the climate for entrepreneurs in India versus that in the US?
Well, there are opportunities and challenges in both places. The advantage of a very well-developed marketplace like the United States is that it's a lot easier to sell if you've got something unique and something which is far superior to what exists. Like once again, in India, people are looking to get their their needs fulfilled at a lot cheaper price. So it's a very price-sensitive market. The advantage of developing something in India, it's that the costs of development are a lot lower, but so also are the inefficiencies of the marketplace because of the poor infrastructure in the country. When you've got to battle power cuts and water shortages and frequent infections spreading through your office space, I mean, the human productivity does take a beating. And on the other hand,